This is a video to show you how to change the temperature control spindle that sometimes shears off on this particular model. It's a Dometic AES motor caravan fridge. What normally happens is the light down the side here will not go up and down when you actually move the control. That's a good indication that the actual spindle inside the electronic control box is sheared off. So here we go. This will show you what you need to do to get at it and change the component. First of all, you have to remove these two knobs. The best way of doing it without damaging them is to a piece of tissue with a pair of grips on each. Nice little firm grip, and give it a pull, and away she comes. That now allows you to get inside the back of this front fascia panel. There's two Phillips screws, both at the bottom of each section, on this side and one the selection side. Undo the two screws and pull the fascia forward, making sure you catch the two Phillips screws. You can let the actual panel rest inside the freezer compartment and sit with these cables holding it in position. If you really want to, you could actually disconnect the cables, but there's no need to for this particular job. What you need to do now is remove the dimmer switch control, which is this knob here. This controls the brightness of the LEDs on the control panel. So get hold of it like this and just give it a nice firm pull. You'll find that there's an actual flat on the end of the dimmer switch controller. This needs to be lined up when you're putting it back together into the unit here. Also, there's an O-ring here. This O-ring needs to be flush with the control panel hole. It actually fits nice and neatly inside. You might have to put a little bit of Vaseline on it maybe just to get it in properly, but it does seal it, and I think that stops any condensation actually getting inside the unit from the actual knob. This particular fridge is not fixed into the motor caravan, so it makes it a lot easier to actually get at this control panel. What you need to do is take the two screws out the end here, this one and this one. This then allows you to pull the actual unit forward off the supporting brackets, which is this one here and one at the other side there. And if you tilt it forward, you can actually see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws we need to take off the top of this unit. And also you need to remove the clamp that's holding the 240 volt cable supply. Make sure you've disconnected the supply, by the way, of 12 volt and 240 volt. So we'll just undo the clamp holding the 240 volt cable in position, presto, and the 4 screws. These 3 at the top are slightly fatter than the rest of the screws, and they're easy to find and locate afterwards. And the last screw is slightly thinner. So you've got the 3 screws from the top and the one from the electronic cable clamp. All that needs to be done now is what I tend to do is to put the unit back into the little brackets and lift the actual panel free. You can see now we've exposed the actual electronic control board. If it won't come up easily, what you'll find is that its cables at the back here are stuck in the little clamps. So if you just ease those cables up, the actual PC board will pull up. You don't need to take it all the way out. All you need to do is just make sure that it clears the bottom part of the unit. And now you can just pull out the actual knob itself, On the latest knobs you'll find that they're yellow and they're probably made of a better material. On this particular model I've modified it myself. There is a flat on there, so you have to make sure that that flat section goes back into the temperature controller in the right way, and that's all you need to do to get at it. If you've got the yellow one, put it in. What I'll do, I'll put this one back because there's nothing wrong with it. It's a really good substantial unit. And what you need to do again is lift the control panel or the PC board so you can actually fit the unit into the slot, and there we go. Press it down, press all the connections down just to make sure you've not disturbed anything. Tuck the wires in the back there, in the little clamps that are there, and you can actually put the top back on now. The job is more or less done. All we need to do is reassemble the whole unit like so. Okay, again you get your 3 main screws that are easily recognised by being fatter than the others. I tend to put them in loosely initially so we can get them all in position. Like so. And finally, one at the back where the electronic cable clamp is, and presto, we have, just to tighten them all up, so, and the last one here. And finally, the 240 volt cable clamp needs to be put back in position, like so, and retightened. You can now put the unit back into its clamps on top of the fridge. Just slide it in, very easy, and put the 2 holding screws back in there. 1 and 2. Before you go any further, what I tend to do is just to make sure that everything's working okay, they're not jammed up, they're not sort of locked in position. The switches seem to be fine, and also locate them with the flats at the top or the bottom, so you can, when you're actually putting the knobs back in, you know where the flats are. You need now to put the dimmer switch control back in, which goes into this unit here, like so, and pushed hold firmly with the rubber ring seating on the fascia of the panel. It's a little bit, there's a little bit of resistance there when you turn it, but don't force it. Okay. And that's it, basically. The unit's back in position. Put the front end on like so, with the 2 screws. There are 4 holes in the back of here, but they only tend to use the bottom 2 screw locations. That's 1. Okay, and now all that's need to do is to put the actual spindle knobs in. As you'll see inside the knob there is a flat there, so you can locate the flat on the spindle like so. The flat on this one's the same, it's at the top on this, so I'll put it there, and there we go. That's the unit back in action, and there should be no problem when you plug it in, and if it's done properly, when you turn the control like so, the light should go up and down. Thanks for watching, and I hope this has been helpful for you.